is about
I'm so lost without you. I know you were right.
Fucking car!
Oh, I shit my pants.
Actually, that may have been me.
Oh, you're living the dreams, DP.
Yeah.
Devil may care attitude. Strong thighs. Beautiful girlfriend.
Sorry I'm late. I was rounding up all the gluten in the world and launching into space where it can't not hurt us ever again.
Kiss me like you miss me, Red.
Deadpool 2 is about Cable, who is from the future. He is a time traveler, and he wants to hunt down and kill this kid because this kid becomes a dangerous criminal in the future. And when Deadpool finds out, he immediately gets a team together, calls themselves X-Force, to stop Cable of killing his kid. After seeing this film, it felt that the first one was a little tease for the general public, a little taste of, can they handle this type of character, this character who's has no filter, who's ultra-violent, who talks to the audience, who's self-aware, who's basically one of the audience, who's in the movie saying about, you know that part, me, in X-Men Origins, forget about that. That's not me, this is me. Or him talking about Green Lantern and talking about the other comic book movies and stuff on those lines. Can they handle it? And of course one of the biggest jokes was like, it looks like the studio couldn't afford another X-Men. Could they handle that? And it turns out from the response from the public and from the box office, yes they could. And with this one, they just upped the ante. Like I always said, like the first Deadpool movie is probably the most comic accurate, like page 2 screen adaptation I have seen. This one takes the spot for that. Like, yes, there's no inner monologue. Yes, in the comics, Deadpool has voices in his head. One's very mature, very suave, very like, very keeps himself calm and stuff in his lines, while the other voice is like boobies and stuff in those lines, and it's there's none of that in that. There's no like him having multiple voices and stuff in his lines, and I kind of think it works well. I think that is one thing of Deadpool that maybe doesn't translate well to a live action audience, and maybe they'll be like, okay, this is maybe a little bit too weird for me. But when it comes to the other stuff, like there's like 6 billion like meta pop culture jokes. Seriously. Frame 1, scene 1, Deadpool's pissed about Logan dying in Logan. Like, that's scene 1, like, second 1. Then it follows by a Martha joke. Then it follows by a James Bond aspired title sequence, which is fucking cool. That's a cool sequence. With that's how the Selena Long song actors get sang. It's a good song. It's a good song. They just pile that makes this movie so richer and so better than the first one. And the first one's so great, so great. But of course we got other characters, you got Cable, and the funny thing about it is that, hey guys, Joss Bolin's, you can see Joss Bolin playing a comic book character twice in theaters. Because he's Thanos in Avengers Infinity War, and now he's Cable in Deadpool. And he plays Cable pretty well. I mean, really, really good. I mean, it's not as great as Thanos, but he brings that whole thing of that Terminator guy, the guy who's like very 90s, he's like, I got one mission to do and no one's gonna fuck up with my mission, that kind of thing. And then you got Domino, and Domino, there's a lot of humor in Domino with the whole thing of her superpower. Her power is she's lucky, like she is in a fight and like people can easily trip on that knife and stab them in the head, kind of thing. But like that's her power, and Deadpool's like, that's not a power. That's not a power at all. And it's like, yeah, it is. Okay, you make up superpower thing, fine. We'll just say it is a superpower. Good. But of course, we got some returning characters. You know, we got characters like Colossus, which is Colossus cool. That is comic book accurate Colossus. I won't say that is. And of course, you got like teenage atomic teenage warhead. That's what her name is. And you know, she's briefly in it. She's basically there to say, hey, a little bit of like, hey, I'm in the first one, like a little bit of that, but it's not really. She's not really in it, just in like over the X-Men type things, which is like, I don't know, 10 minutes of the movie. Now, the only criticism I have is the CG. The CG in this is quite wonky. There's another big CGI character, a Colossus fighting each other, and it just looks fake. It doesn't look convincing. I mean, yes, Deadpool says like, you know, here comes the full CGI battle, but it's like, it's cool, but it's just like the CGI is not good. And you can clearly see people are behind green screens. It clearly they didn't have the budget for certain things, so that's kind of disappointing. But this one's really good, really good. And guys, stick to the post, stay to the credits. Like the best, they basically saved the best show for last, and it's such goodness. I was like tearing up with laughter. Oh my god, that was gold. But yeah, this movie is just motherfucking good.
I've been here for years, I'm rocking my fears, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go.
Tell me they got that in slow motion. Doing the right thing is messy. But if you want to fight for what's right, sometimes you have to fight dirty.
And that is why Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants is pure pornography.
Oh, God, I wish I finished college.